Linda's Pantry. So today was full of yard work and gardening, and so my husband got the garden all ready last weekend, and I've been working on it throughout the week. And so I wanted to show you what I've got so far so you can kind of see the progression as the summer goes along. Here in Nevada, we cannot really plant until, you know, the temperatures at night stay above 40. You take risk of losing all your plants. In years past, when I've been ahead of the game, I have used walls of water for tomato plants. That gives you 6 extra weeks, and it does work really well. We just were not ready this year until now, and that's okay. We'll still get plenty. I have had tomato plants volunteer, and you're like, that is never going to make it, and end up being just fine and getting tomatoes. So we've got tomatoes and peppers and onions from last year, actually. So I want to take you out there and show you what's going on, and so you can quit looking at my bad hair day. Okay, so let's go take a tour of the garden, and then maybe a peekaboo at something I got. All right.
All right, guys. Oh, there's my sage laying in the cool grass. It was a hot day today, and we were out here almost all day. Aside from going to Costco, we've been out here. So, that being said, I'm going to take you on a little walk. YouTube's really good. If you guys do a video where you're moving a lot, they will fix it for you. They ask you at the end when you're uploading. And so this raised bed, well, there's one of Michael's arrows, has the trumpet vines that are coming back. I had put grapevines at each end. Sage helped me out of those. So there's a tomato plant there. These onions are from last year. And they've tried to go to seed a couple of times, but I think what I'm going to do, we've been using them, but like the real big ones back there, and let's see down here. These guys, I think, as we're using them fresh, it's great. I'm going to keep them from going to seed, but I also, I may let a couple and harness those seeds and see what happens, because these are pretty hardy. They wintered over and they're doing just fabulous, and they taste delicious. Any other ones, I'll probably go ahead and, there's another tomato plant and a trumpet vine on the other side. And then this is a trellis kind of thing. It's got the whole, yeah, love that. My husband built this. Okay, and then I've got 4 barrels on the patios. And this one is full of herbs. Back on the back end, though, it will have green beans to trellis. But it's all herbs. It's basil and dill and sage and thyme. And we replaced the little apple tree that my beautiful dog destroyed. Hi, Sage. Hi, Mama. Hi. She's going to have puppies this year. You guys are going to be brought along for that ride, I'm sure. But she brought that little tree, the one that was there before, down to nothing. And then this one we still will have to replace because she pretty much played tug-of-war with that too. Now let me take you out here a little further. I'm going to pause you for a second. Yeah, there's not much left of that. That's a little higher than waist high for me. Not that I'm really tall, but anyways. And it's a Honey Crisp, and they said it would still cross-pollinate with this other brand new one. If one of you says, no, leave it alone and let it grow, I'll leave it in the ground. But I'd need to know that it's actually going to end up a viable plant. It could be just stress that it's producing leaves and stuff. And then back behind it, I have a golden raspberry. And that is a new plant. Last year, this whole bed was overgrown with raspberries, and not one of them was really producing anything. I think the canes and stuff were old, and plants, they're over 20 years old, and so I just pulled them all out and said, whatever comes back, then we will take care of it properly. And this is a thornless blackberry right there. That's coming back. And this is a beautiful raspberry bush. These are red raspberries, and it's loaded with flowers. We're going to get a few raspberries off this year. I'm so excited. And then down here I have, these are gooseberries. and they're delicious. If you've never had a gooseberry, you need to seriously try it. And they're a thorny bush, so they do they wintered over just fine, and they kind of keep the dog away from them. So that's a plus. So here we go to, let's see. And this is a little pear tree that we put in last year that has, well, it's been grafted 3 different kinds of pears on here, so it's self-pollinating. Okay, I'm going to take you over to the garden. Actually, I think I'll stop here, and this is the second barrel over. This one is basically a salad bowl with some green beans, again, on the trellis on the back. They're fun because the green beans kind of vine up, and when this takes over, it'll be fun. Oh, Sage is going to show off. The pots that I had stuff in, she loves them. So it's better her to play with that than to destroy something, because she's going to play, yeah. She's going to get busy here in a minute. Joe, I think this one's for you if you're watching. And if she hears me laugh, it will make her do it even more. So anyway, she's too funny. She's going to play with her bucket. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to come over here. I've got 2 more. And you guys will notice on my left, there's a pretty pathetic looking table, but I think I'm going to try to save it. My husband said that he would cut another piece of plywood, and I'm thinking about tiling it, but I think I would have to have some kind of support in the center. So if not, we're going to get a new table. This 3rd barrel is also a salad bowl. Okay, I'm not quite done with the 4th barrel. I've got some dirt. I had to go get more dirt. And this one will be carrots and radishes, because the way I mulched the garden with the cloth or the fabric, I'm not going to be able to do that in there. And the weeds always take over before we can get that done. So there's another nice tomato plant that I can tie to the brick as well as the garden fencing. Okay, and then in here we have rhubarb that came back, and I learned actually about rhubarb because it wanted to go to seed almost immediately, and you've got to pull that center seed pod straight out. Don't cut it, pull it, and then you pull off any of the leaves that are bad, and then it'll tell it to keep producing. And now I've got all this new growth down at the bottom. I also have rosemary from last year. I've got a habanero, Thai chili, some kale, some pretty sorry looking little mustard greens, but I saved them. They were going to throw them out. Some dill again, and another pepper, and some more kale and mustard greens. And that is a ghost pepper. Whew! It said on the tag it is guaranteed to blow your head off. So, okay, now we're going to come around here. And I'm not quite done, obviously. But I bought the roll of shade cloth, or not shade cloth, I want to call it shade cloth. I bought the roll of mulch fabric that you would put under rocks or under, someplace you don't want weeds to pop up. And it won't hurt the food source. And you can I just cut X in there, folded it back, popped the plants in there. It was super easy. So I've got tomatoes. Everywhere there's a T-post, I have a tomato plant that's caged. So when they get bigger, the cages won't hold them, but I can support them to the T-post, and then they'll be held. And then, let's see, I think there's 9 tomato plants in here. That one over there, it's doing okay, but it's not as pretty as the other ones. It's been struggling. I've got a lemon cucumber. I've got 2 zucchini plants. I know. 1 spaghetti squash plant back there. And over here there's a hole there in the center. You'll see right there. That's going to be yellow crookneck squash, because we cannot live without our cheese and cracker casserole in the summer. And so here I've got 2 more of those ghost peppers, and so I'm going to put them in here because they won't take up that much space. And so you guys get a view of what it looks like now and then what it will look like later. I haven't done all of my little pots and stuff yet. Just a work in progress. So you gotta love it, because a couple weeks ago this was pretty, it was awful. It was covered in the old stuff from last year, and we let it all break down over the winter, which is okay. And eventually I'll throw grass clippings and all kinds of stuff in on top of that cloth, and then it will just biodegrade right down into it. Okay guys, so I hope, let's see if I can switch directions. Hold on. Alright, so I hope it inspires you to spend some time in a porch swing. I love that thing. And do some gardening. It's very therapeutic. It's tiring. I'm exhausted because I am now the whole property, lawn, garden, you name it. I take care of our whole acre by myself because I don't have 14 jobs anymore. I just have 2. YouTube and the salon. So I hope it inspires you. Stay with us, and I'll try to edit this so it's not so rambly. And I gotta get out there and trim that little weeping crabapple back again. That thing just grows like crazy, but it's hard to mow underneath, so I've got to get it all trimmed up. So it's just a nice place to lay down under the shade. All right guys, I'll be back, because tomorrow, look forward to it, tomorrow you will be seeing my new toy in the backyard, and it is going up for review, and I'm going to be posting it on their website, so don't miss out, because good.